So in the past few years, you've had quite the opportunities with a few different things. So kind of walk us through how you got to that point, but also what kind of awards you got and currently what you're doing now.
Sure. Of course, you have state and national associations that you can be a part of, and member of those. But in the last few years, I guess it was back in 2022, Governor Youngkin appointed me to be on the state board of funeral directors and embalmers for Virginia. And there are funeral directors that are a part, and then there are 2 citizen members. And so having that opportunity has been tremendous. It's not always easy. Being the board and a part of it, you have to uphold the rules and regulations. You have to have the hard part of if there's complaints from the public or things like that, we have to investigate. Staff does an amazing job of doing that. So sometimes there are hearings. You have to bring down monetary penalties, fines. You have to sometimes suspension of license, things like that for a director, even funeral home establishments. So that's not always easy, but we have to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Because the funeral industry, there have been some bad apples, and there's been a lot of issues. Sure, most people have heard in Georgia and the cremations that did not happen, and the bodies found in the yard of the funeral home, things like that. And there's so many things that have happened over the years that can give the funeral industry a bad name. And there are some bad funeral directors and those that have done completely wrong things. But there are a lot of good funeral directors, those that care, funeral homes that care about their families. And so we have to, all myself included, be held accountable.
Yeah.
So that's what the board does. A lot of interesting cases, things like that. But being able to do that and see what goes on behind the scenes as far as licensure, applications for continuing education, providers, things like that. That's really been a good experience to be a part of the board. And then through that, I've been able to go to the international conference, which is the company that makes and develops the national board exams. And so being able to see what goes on with that and how they come up with the exams, things like that, has definitely been interesting.
Wow. That's actually really neat. Wow. So I know you had recently, I don't know if it's been the last few years, you had won some awards. So talk a little bit about that. Am I right? Am I wrong?
No particular awards.
Okay.
Just,
I thought you had.
Just being a part of the board has definitely been a thing. President of our local association as
that's
well.
Maybe what it was.
So that's probably what it was. So doing that has definitely been a good experience as well. And getting together to get ideas from other people makes a big difference. Yeah,
it's quite the honor at a young age still. You always can say there's plenty of qualified people, but when you're asked to be in those positions, it's definitely quite the honor.